Tom Kirsting's a psychotherapist and the author of Raising Healthy Teenagers. Have you ever encountered in your practice eco-anxiety?
Never. I've been a mental health therapist for 20-something years. Never heard of this before until I just saw this video.
What is behind this new phenomenon?
I think it's irresponsible, all right? So we have a real mental health epidemic, and it's because of the modern-day weapons of mass destruction that I'm holding right here.
Yeah.
And now you have kids are very vulnerable. They're spending 8, 9, 10 hours a day where their minds are marinating in garbage, right? And all this is going to do, this kind of content, is persuade these already very vulnerable kids to now start believing that they have something called climate anxiety, which makes my job more difficult.
Also more profitable. So if you're sending your kid up to his room all day long to stare at a phone or an iPad, and then they get out into the real world eventually, they're just going to be panic-stricken.
This is what I lecture about all over the country, right? So you think of it like this. I just mentioned 8, 9 hours a day. What happens to a lion cub if it's injured in the wild and is put in a cage? It can't go back to its natural habitat. And we have kids living in the cyber world almost every minute of the day. And when they grow up and have to actually enter the real world, what's the outcome going to be? Are they going to be able to handle the real world if that's not where they've lived for most of their life? That's what I'm afraid of.
So politicians are preying on these kids that have been brain damaged by these screens, and it's causing them ridiculous amounts of anxiety, and then we have to deal with other silly videos and stress.
Yeah, and then we have the COVID lockdown, right, where they take college kids, right? So now they were imprisoned in their 4x4 dorm room, right, where they had to take all of their classes, completely removed from society, completely removed from communicating with other people. And we have young kids. Play is down 70% in our society. And every time a kid goes out and plays, you know what that does? It activates 3,000 genes in the cortex part of their brain. And that's the part of the brain that shapes them socially. So being out socially is probably the most important thing for mental health outcomes.
So the best thing the Democrats ever did was lock everybody down, put them behind a screen, tell them to go on dating apps and order seamless delivery.
It sounds like an awful good way to have control of people, right? When they're, confined by themselves, they got all of this content. I have a chapter in this book called Fear-Filled Nation. And it talks about why everybody's walking on eggshells. Think of Jaws, right? People don't go in the water anymore from a 2-hour movie. Think about the stuff our kids are marinating in all day long. Bad stuff funneling in through the tailpipe called social media, and it's getting into their heads, and it's affecting, their emotions and leading to anxiety, depression, and a off-the-chart suicide.
All right, now it makes sense. When I was annoying at home, my mom just said, go outside, Jesse. Go outside and play. Yeah. Now I knew what was going on. Thank you very much, everybody. Check out the book.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.